Hello. Um, Working on the Jeep, getting ready for some trips this summer, and one of the things I've thought about in the past is how much water you have to take, like if you got all your grandkids and everybody with you, and if you wanted to camp someplace for a week or 10 days or something like that, even in the Beartooth Mountains, there's plenty of water accessible, but there's always a little bit of concern because the National Forest, all around it, there are cattle grazing and stuff. So sometimes there's a chance of Giardia and such like that. Those are your main concerns. Although the water looks clear, sometimes it's not. So I thought I'd build a mild filtration system that I can just throw in a creek and refill my water. I could carry my two-gallon containers of water and fill them whenever I need to from the camp. I'll show you my idea here as far as the location it's going to be and such. So I bought a little $35 pump, and there is some water in it because I tested it and it works great. I bought a little $35 pump. I got this from a garage sale and put new filters in it. My first filter is a 5-micron filter. My second filter is a 1-micron filter. And then out of this side comes fresh water. And this hose will be right near my kitchen. My kitchen drawer goes right here. Those pads are where the legs goes that locates it. So the kitchen will be butted right up next to this. This will be mobile. The only thing really holding this down is one 13mm bolt. And I can take that off through the side because access to this will be through the side for me. I'll show you that when I put it in. And I can actually pull this thing out and take the jug out. You might say, well, where are you going to get your power? Well, this is all 12-volt system, and I now have mobile power. In general, they say it takes about 4 hours of driving to recharge it if it's totally dead. So my thought is going to be, I'm going to put this in a place where I have two types of things charging it at any given time. One is, I got this for a solar panel. The solar panel is going to go up on top of the Jeep, and this is going to drop down. The power line will drop down inside the Jeep. So the whole time I'm driving, I have a couple ways of powering it. One is the solar panel will be charging the Jackery, and it's going to be sitting on this little shelf I made for it. This shelf is just like this shelf in that braces up under here, and I'll cut a piece in the rubber, and this will set down into the rubber, and then it will use a strap, and the Jackery will sit right here, and that gives me full access through the side. It's just like the diesel heater in that I can really simply, the diesel heater has one hose clamp I can loosen and one hose clamp on the exhaust, and I can pull the whole thing out just using the wing nuts and stuff. Even the bracing, none of these shelves are locked into the bed. They are all held in by these straps, these holes, and any straps here. That has a hose clamp on top. That's been there for a year now since I built that, and it's never moved. It's never given me any problems. Meantime, this is where the drawer sits. That's where the fridge sits. Everything gets pinned in using these slide it in. It has a locking thing. It locks in. That locks in. They lock together. And then that'll put the water right here. And I can just swing the hose right out this side, and it'll make it available to next to the creek off the side of the road, which many of our roads go right through the creeks because that's the way it is in Montana. There's just, unless it's a really severe drought, there's usually a lot of water around. All right. So that floor has been trimmed. This is nice and solid, and it'll all be ready to strap. There's going to be some other changes I make to this topper recently, so I'll show you those as I go along. Have some different ideas about things I'm going to do to trim up some of the space in here. You find things that annoy you, and after 2.5 years or so of having this topper, there's a couple of things I want to change. And the other thing is cosmetically, it's going to look a lot better here in a little bit. Now that I've got the sides exactly where I want them, I'm probably going to put new HDP on and remount everything exactly where I want it. And there'll be a video on that at some point in the next month or so. Anyhow, that's where we're at on this. All right, so I'll start to show you how these fit in, like puzzle pieces. You can see they're cut to fit the wheel well and all the different spaces in here. So the plywood goes here, the kitchen goes here, and then the kitchen will lock in here and clip in here. And it also has a wing nut that goes there. So that makes this locked into one piece when it's all in. Fridge and stuff, I'll show you how that locks in. So all these components, like I said, I can get them in and out in 5 minutes. I showed that to you in the other video. That's kind of what, now you see the lock for the fridge. If I can get it in there, there it is. Slides right over it. There's a similar lock on this side. When you lift this up, it has a bolt that slides into the back here with a wing nut that tightens it to the frame. Now you can see where the water sits, how it all ties in, and then this one locks right down there. You can see I can put a pin in and it's locked. It can't go any direction now. The center rack goes in. I keep spices in here, paper towels, propane containers, silverware, but it just slides in. And probably I'm going to put in some Velcro today to keep it, a couple strips at the front, so it'll keep it from sliding at all while we're moving around. And so, Velcroed in there. Just a few strips. This shuts quite tight. It's lockable. Okay, here you got, see how long my hose is here, hanging out. And I'll probably have a couple of sections. I can make it longer if I need to. Here, so things that are being charged could be thrown in there and just left in there while they're charging up here. Trinkets, I don't know, maybe I'll keep the transformer in there for, you know, for charging this. The solar panel plug-ins will come in. I can plug them in right here. Gonna figure this space out now. Not quite done with sorting out what I want to do with that. All right, so here's the test for the water system. I'm just going to stick this hose. Oh, let's see. Kind of out there so I can run the water out of the truck. Works. Got the, that's my pond water. That's my pump. Plug it into the Jackery. There goes the water. In, out. No leaks. It's being pushed through the filter. And there we go. We can fill water buckets with clear, clean, crisp water. Alright. Here's the exhaust. You can barely feel it. Right about here you feel it, but over here you don't on the tire, so that's good. Tire's cold. Heat's coming right out here. So, of course, right now the heater's just blowing heat into the back of the truck. When I hook that hose up, I can blow it into the tent. This is new for me, so I'm checking to see. It says it'll run 80 hours, which between that and filling the tank a couple of times should get me through a few nights of cold camping. It's about 12 watts. 93 hours? I don't know. It looks like it's not affecting it very much anyway. Well, I had to, you know how I told you I could remove stuff in like 5 minutes? Well, my wife needed me to haul a bunch of stuff for her, so I had to remove everything in like 5 minutes. That's okay. It's all in here. Well, I'll let you know next time we go camping. You'll get to see it all in operation. Anyhow, thanks for watching.